The real first step that you need to take on your Camino is understanding your Camino temperament. So have you ever wondered why some pilgrims meticulously plan every last step while others just can throw on a backpack and go? Or why some people like to walk in solitude and others are super excited to make new friends at every stop? The way we walk our Caminos is intimately connected to who we are, our unique design, our strengths, and even our quirks. And that's not random, it's intentional. Hi, I'm Jen, the creator of Camino Joy and a certified metanoia Catholic mindset coach. I love to help pilgrims prepare for and process their Caminos with peace, purpose, and joy. And the point of this video is to introduce you to the idea of your Camino temperament. So we're going to talk about the Camino temperaments in terms of the 4 classic temperaments: the choleric, the sanguine, the melancholic, and the phlegmatic. And I'm going to give you a quick overview and why it might be important to take the first step of understanding what your temperament is and how that can help shape both your planning for the Camino, but also, and more importantly, your actual experience of the Camino. Let's begin. So the reason that I think this is important is because I truly believe that we are all created individually and intentionally by God. And so tapping into how we have been created enables us to more readily identify our strengths, but as well as the challenges that we might face, and to consider what our ideal conditions might be so that we can really thrive on the Camino. And why this matters is the Camino is not just a long walk across Spain, right? It is a sort of stripped down version of your life in which you really come face to face with who you are. So you figure out who you are when you encounter challenges, when you come to the edge of your limits, both, physically, emotionally, spiritually. How do you interact with other people? How do you handle setbacks and roadblocks? All of those things will happen to you on the Camino, but you can sort of anticipate them or prepare for how you might best respond to them by understanding a little bit more about how your temperament plays out. So the 4 temperaments, as I mentioned, are choleric, sanguine, melancholic, and phlegmatic. For the purposes of this series, the choleric we're going to call the determined trailblazer. The sanguine is the joyful wanderer. The melancholic is the thoughtful seeker, and the phlegmatic is the gentle wayfarer. And so you should be able to recognize yourself probably in one of those, maybe in more than one, because we really can have attributes of each, but there is typically one that draws us in. And the reason that we have temperaments or how these play out really has to do with how we respond to external stimuli, whether it's fast and long or slow and short or some mixture in between. This is just how we tend to interact with the world. So this is great knowledge. It's great self-knowledge. That's the goal of this, really. But also it's great knowledge to understand how other people might respond, especially when they respond differently to your particular temperament. And so it actually is a way to give a little more grace both to yourself and to the pilgrims that you will encounter on the way. So you don't have to guess what your temperament is. You can take my free Camino temperament quiz. It's linked in the video below. So if you take that, you'll get a personalized email. You'll also get a reflection guide that offers some questions based on different temperaments. And you can use that as a way to reflect while you're planning your Camino, while you're walking your Camino, or even reflecting upon your return. Also, as I mentioned, I am a Catholic mindset coach, and so I also offer Camino temperament conversations. So you can book 30 minutes with me and we would go over your particular temperament and how that connects to your faith and your planning or reflection upon your Camino. So that link is also below. I'm super excited to offer this series. I think I've learned a lot about myself, understanding temperaments. I did not know my temperament before I walked my first Camino, and that might have been helpful. And in looking back, I definitely can see ways that my, spoiler alert, my phlegmatic tendencies tend to come out. So please like and subscribe so that you can get the upcoming videos in the series, and take the quiz so you can find out what your temperament is and follow along. And hopefully I will see you in the next video. Buen Camino.